All right, Shalom. Give all praise and glory to Yahweh Shem Yahshua, Shem Kakadash, the bonds to the apostles of GMS for Ruel, and Shalom to the faithful man that's continually doing the work of the Lord. Lord willing, I see YouTube's tripping, but I'm gonna make this video. Okay. Now this is the spirit, right? Because just yesterday, I just made a video talking about spirits and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure I already uploaded it, right? If I'm not mistaken, let me see. All right. Yep, these demons are turning up. Keep resisting, right? That was just yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Now this was a land back video because I just kept thinking about the Edgar Bars video, which he made a land back at Edgar Tahar's video. And now this brother, elder brother, made a video today talking about the spirits and his encounters with spirits. And I'm telling you, brothers should watch this. This was actually very, very heavy. All right. But yeah. So Lil Willing, I'm gonna touch on my little experience, Lil Willing, just growing up. Even before the truth, because yeah, before the truth, and even in the truth. But so I want to kind of go through all of them because I don't think I had it like a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? And I never really like. It's weird. Like I would hear spirits rather than actually see them. You know what I mean? I only seen one like for real, like once. You know what I'm saying? But other times it's always just the sound of them, like the voice or hear the footsteps. But anyways, so I'm gonna try to kind of talk fast maybe because it's kind of a couple stories, so I don't want to make it too long. And then in between I'm gonna bring out scriptures because I don't want to just talk and talk and talk. But so I can the first one I can think of that like, according to memory, I'm gonna try and go in order. The first encounter I ever experienced like spirits. Uh, was the very first time I was real young. I was like, I don't know how old I was, but I remember the house that I lived at. Remember me and my family used to live with my grandma. We did that a lot. We moved a lot when we was kids. We was broke, you know what I mean? Always moving. A lot of times we lived with our grandma. So we had the basement. And me and my oldest sister, it was me and her. I don't know where everybody else was at, but it was me and her. And that was a time where it was flip phones and shit. And I remember we was just being silly, and she was, we was just recording, like audio recording. And we was like singing, you know what I mean? Just making our own songs, and then we played that bitch back, and then we just heard like a loud ass, like it sounded like a girl, it sounded like a woman, like I can't remember if it sounded like a young girl, but it sounded like a woman, or a female. You know what I mean? I want to say like a child, kind of like a young, I don't know, but either way, it sounded like a female. And I mean, it was loud as fuck, like it was screaming at the top of his lungs, like somebody was chasing this motherfucker. But it was like, what the fuck? I was scared as shit. I was crying and shit because I'm like, I'm young. I don't know what the fuck. Because it was literally just us. So how the fuck? Like, what was that? You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm thinking. Now, remember that because I believe the same spirit followed me throughout. Because, all these different experiences was like kind of gaps. Like, it was years and years gaps in different houses and shit like that. But remember that voice, though, right? So, uh, um, now the Salakia. Um Salakia. I just want to get some presets real quick. I guess I'll just read this. Luke 7:21. In that same hour he cured many. Matter of fact, I got a preset. Now, um the very next one, let me read this real quick. Wisdom of Solomon 17:4. Now this is talking about ancient Egypt. Now the Lord when that one plague that was completely darkness to the point where you can really feel it. Well, to the Egyptians, to us we was able to light candles and shit like that. But when that was happening, the Lord was making demons torment these Egyptians. All right. So Wisdom Solomon 17:3. For while they supposed to lie hid in their secret sins, they were scattered under a dark veil of forgiveness, being horribly astonished and troubled with strange aberrations. Aberrations goes into spirits. All right. And that's coming. That's coming a lot more too. These people are gonna be troubled. It's gonna literally torment them. Like Apostle Gabar said. You know, that scripture where it says, "The Lord fear the one that is able to kill you, your spirit and your body, which is Yahweh. And one way He can do that is put an evil spirit on you, and that evil spirit can bug you out, and now you just tormented. Now you just might harm yourself, which I never did. I'm just saying the Lord can do that to you. This evil spirit can do that to you. It can, it can. They got a movie about that. Was that Smile? They come out with the second one. The people, they will witness somebody commit what's that shit called, suicide, with a smile on their face, and if you will see it, then you're next, and the demon will keep fucking with you, to eventually it'll bug you out till you want to kill yourself, or whatever the case is. So yeah, man, that's another thing too, man. These spirits ain't nothing to play with, man. Don't now, brothers, any brothers in the truth that see spirits, you don't play with them. Don't you just rebuke them in the name of Yahweh B'Shem Yahshua. That's the most important thing, and that's what the elder brother. Listen to that story that he said, man. That shows you that the names are very important. Like, I was wooed, bro, when I almost had like goosebumps. Like, oh shit. But verse 4. For neither might the corner that held them keep them from fear. Right. So these niggas are so scared. They was hiding themselves in a corner, bro. Probably in the feet of with the head trying to close their eye. Man, they probably was terrified, man. But noises as of waters falling down sounded about them, and sad visions appeared unto them with heavy countenance. All right. So they was hearing noises of water, you know, uh, what I mean? Waters. So it must have been like, it had probably would have been loud as fuck. Like, oh shit, the fuck was that? You know what I mean? And it says sad visions. Now, I thought of this scripture because, like I said, the voice we heard, it sounded like somebody was screaming like they was about to die or some shit. So instead of me seeing a sad vision, I heard a sad vision, pretty much. If that makes sense. But now my next one that I can remember, I remember this house was creepy as fuck. I remember the street and everything. It was on Shady Lane. A lot happened in the house. That was what it had to have been like 2009 around that time. Cause I remember too, it was that same house. I remember Michael Jackson died. I remember the same day and everything. But anyways, that house was creepy as fuck. So now, first and foremost, me growing up, it was really me, my mom, and my three sisters. Well, at that time it was two, but now it's three. But so it was my two sisters telling me stories about it. Well, I think it was my one. At that time, I was the youngest, so the one sister that was right above me. She told me that they were sleeping on the couch again, which is weird because everybody had their own room besides my two sisters, but they were sleeping in the couch that day for some reason. Um. She said she woke up and seen like a tall ass spirit, like a tall ass shadow, like standing in the hallway. All right, and then and I remember too one time my older sisters, her and both of my sisters, so like they went down there and to the basement and did some ghost hunter shit and recorded like asked the ghost questions and all that shit. And I was like, fuck no, I'm staying the fuck up here. And they came back up and said they was hearing voices or whatever, but I ain't paying attention to that shit. I was scared. Fuck that shit. But so then I think a little bit after that, I don't remember, like months, weeks, I don't remember, but a little time after that, if I'm not, or it could have been before that, but either way, same house. Uh, I was sitting on the couch, and I remember my mom took a picture of me because it was like it was it was the phones where you got to slide up to start typing and shit. I remember the phone. It was a red phone. I remember the phone and everything. But I remember she took a picture of me. She was sitting on my right side. I'm sitting on her left. We both on the couch. She took a picture of me, and then she showed me it, and we seen the spirit. Now, my room was the very first room in the hallway. So when we was on the couch, you could see in the background, you could see the hallway, you could see the door of my room, you could see the entrance. So it looked like a female. It kind of looked see through, kind of like a ghost. But it looked like an actual person, like an actual female, but it just looked see through. I think the bitch had a ponytail and everything, but her head was like kind of down, and it was like walking into my room, and I was like, oh shit. But now I remember too. Now I'm thinking about it. The house was creepy as fuck, man. Because I remember one time the door slammed shut, but I was thinking it was the wind. That's kind of what I think either somebody told me that or I just like, oh, whatever. That's just the wind blew. But now I'm thinking about it. It probably was a spirit, like because I was by myself. I think. And I think my mom's room was like the one all the way to the back, or either it was I think it was my sister, Salakia. That motherfucker slammed hard as fuck. I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? But that was it in that house. Years later, uh, I remember this is the house that I woke up in for the truth. But uh, matter of fact, too, Salaka, before that, the house before that, before we moved into the house, I know I was like around 12 or something like that. This house was creepy as fuck. That was the worst tree we ever lived in. Like, anyways, I think my god brother, he was sleeping downstairs and shit, and he woke. I think he said, "I seen a shadow standing over you." But at that house specifically, I didn't see or heard nothing. But that house was fucking creepy. But fast forwarding to this house, so I'm like probably like this is like I'm telling you this is like right before I came to the truth. This is why I believe the spirits was like especially trying to attack me because like you just adding all the pieces up. It's like, man, come on. But because you gotta think too, these spirits they know who you are, bro. You know, and I'm like the elder said in the video, these spirits knew who you was. Like, okay, this man right here, he gonna get the truth. He might not have the truth now, but in the future he will. You know what I'm saying? They know who you are, bro. So they gonna fuck with you. One of the demons did that to Yahweh Shai. But she what's that saying? Salakia. Let me get this precept real quick. Mark 5:7 and um 2, and when he was come out of the ship, immediately there met him out of the tombs a man with an unclean spirit. All right. So these, he had an evil spirit on him, bro. To the point, this nigga was dwelling amongst the fucking graveyard and shit, man. That's the thing about demons, bro. They deal with like dirtiness and filth. You know what I'm saying? Unclean things, like dead bodies are unclean. You know what I mean? Plus, it's creepy as hell. But anyways, skipping down, it says 60. But when he saw Yahweh Shai afar off, he ran and worshipped him and cried with a loud voice and said, "What have I to do with thee?" So that tells you first and foremost that these evil spirits they worship Yahweh Shai, because the book of Hebrews says, "Which of the angels if he said to bow before him and worship him?" You know, that proves that that's Yahweh Shai talking about. All the other angels, even Satan himself, worship Yahweh Shai. So that's why the names are very important. Because that's the only way that you can, combat them. That's the only way. It says he ran off and worshipped him and cried with a loud voice and said, what have I to do with thee, Yahweh Shai, thou son of the Most High God? I adjure thee by God that thou torment me not. So that tells you that these spirits know who is who. You know what I'm saying? And another one, uh, Acts 19 and 14, there were 7 sons of one of Shapha, a Jew, and chief of the priests, which did so, Salakia. Well, 13, that a certain of the vagabond Jews exorcists took upon them to call over them which had evil spirits the name of the Lord Yahushua, saying, we adjure you by Yahushua, whom Paul preacheth. Now I'm read 15. And the evil spirit answered and said, Yahushua I know, and Paul I know, but who are ye? And the man in whom the evil spirit was leaped on them and overcame them and prevailed against them, so that they fled out of the house naked and wounded. So that tells you these spirits know you. You know what I'm saying? So these spirits know, okay, this man right here, he's in the truth, or he's about to get the truth. So they're gonna fuck with you a lot more heavier. You know what I'm saying? And that's why we gotta be on point, because you could try to cast out a demon or rebuke Satan, and then that demon can jump on you, just like the movie Exorcist. At the end of the movie, they tried everything, holy water, the demon, that shit was to the point it didn't affect him no more. And he was even laughing at the motherfuckers. And then the priest dude, the first one died, and the second one, he just gave up. He was like, man, just come into me, and jumped on him, and he killed himself. Which that's obviously the story of Yahushua when he was cast out those demons, and it went to the pigs, and then the pigs fucking killed themselves. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we gotta stay on point. But anyways, so going back to the story, so I'm like heavy in like Christianity, like I'm like taking this shit serious. So I'm like, this is like right before I came to the truth, right? So I'm chilling and same shit. I was recording because at that time, like there was no Spotify and all that shit. I don't think so, but I remember I had I think the same phone or similar phone where I think you had to like flip it open and then you can type or whatever. So I couldn't really download music. So I remember I was recording. I remember it was this Christian song. It was called Courageous. I remember same shit singing, but this time it was me and my youngest sister. This time she's born. And I remember, and this time too, it wasn't an audio recording. It was like an actual recording. And I remember, we was dancing, singing, and she's all, dancing in front of me and shit, having a good time, whatever. So I played that bitch back. And that's when I heard the scream. Same scream. I don't know if it was like literally the same voice, but it was a female voice again. And it was screaming loud as fuck, as if it was like terrified or something. I can't make this up. The same fucking day, electricity went out. I think it was either a storm or maybe my mom just didn't pay the bill. I forgot which one. I think it was because the bill wasn't paid. But that's when my grandma came and picked this up. At first, I was like, no, that's how it happened. Damn, how'd it happen? I don't know. But anyways, I remember I was like, oh, hell no, I ain't about to stay in this house. I'm getting the fuck out. I'm going to go with y'all. I'm going to go with my grandma's house. That tells you, like I said, at that time, I was in the spirit of Christianity and I took it seriously too. I called myself actually believing. But why didn't I, if I was in the spirit, I should have really rebuked that spirit and cast out that spirit right then and there, but I didn't. I was scared. I actually ran, like, I'm gone. But uh, fast forwarding now, like my memory is not as good because all this happened now all at once. You know what I mean? So not all in one house or nothing like that. So I don't know which some stories I don't know which one happened first or whatever. But the same, I remember the same house, and two. I'm gonna say this. Um, that one house, I believe I have experienced more paranormal activity in that house more than any other house, which wasn't too crazy, but I would say I experienced it at least like twice, like myself that I seen. Other houses I probably seen something or heard, or well, not seen, but I heard something maybe once, me personally. But this house was like twice, and then other people were seeing shit. I don't believe it was a coincidence because that was the same house that I came into the truth in. So another, my brother-in-law, he was dealing with my older sister, right? And at this time, I remember he stayed with us before, but I think this time he was just staying for like maybe a couple weeks, maybe a couple days, whatever, just spending the night. But for some reason, we was on the couch. I remember I had my room. I don't know why we didn't sleep in there, but I remember me and him, we slept on the couch. And then I was still a Christian at that time. So he woke me up one day at night, late, like, I don't know what the fuck time it was, but he woke me up and it was late. And he was like, I seen a shadow by your door, like standing at your door. I'm like, oh shit, this nigga, you got to wake me up for this shit. Like, really, nigga, I'm scared and shit like that. But then he was like, yeah, let's do some pretty much some ghost hunter shit. We used to watch Ghost Hunter or whatever the fuck, where they record like, what's your name? What do you want? Are you a good spirit, bad spirit? We did that shit. So we stood up. Okay, I was like, okay, I agree. I stood up and or whatever, we did our thing. When we replayed it back, I can hear he was listening to it. I can hear me and him get up. I don't think we was talking yet. I think we maybe said something. We probably did say something between each other, but I can clearly hear us. But then I heard another voice. This one was a man. I couldn't really, like, it was making some type. At first, it wasn't talking. It was like making some. It was making noise with his. I don't remember what noise it was making, but it might have been like a grunt or something like that. I can't exactly remember. But we can clearly hear his voice. So we was in the living room, went to the kitchen, and we did like a whole circle because like the kitchen is it's kind of like open. It's like two ways out of the kitchen. You know what I mean? So we went around and we came back, sat down, we played it, and that's what we heard. So my brother-in-law, he was the one doing all the talking. I don't remember asking no questions. I think he was, but he asked it like, which two? Just so you know, that's going the fuck off. Don't ever do that. Um, Leviticus 19:31. Regard not them that have familiar spirits, neither seek after wizards to be defiled by them. I am Yahweh your God. All right, Leviticus 20:6. And the soul that turneth after such as have familiar spirits and have after riches to go a horn after them, I will even set my face against that soul. I'm gonna cut him off from among his people. All right, because a familiar spirit, if you go into it, pretty much a person that speaks with spirit. Let me see. Let me get the actual definition. All right. Yeah, you don't play with the spirit word, bro. You don't do that, bro. Even my mom taught me that, man. When I was young, she said if you hear a voice or something like that, you say yes, Lord, or something like that. I remember she told me that. Now I'm thinking about it, because it could be a spirit. It could be an evil spirit calling you, like, hey, calling your name. But don't answer that. Don't answer the spirit. You know what I'm saying? But I just want to look at this word too. Regard, to turn towards. Right. So don't turn towards them that have familiar spirits. All right. So familiar spirit goes into uh necromancer. Necromancer. I think that's the ones that talk to spirits. Someone who practices necromancy, if I'm pronouncing that word right, which is a type of magic that involves communicating with the dead to foretell the future. All right. So yeah, so you pretty much talking to the dead. All right. Um. Let me see. The word necromancer comes from the Greek word necros, meaning dead body, and mentia, whatever meaning innovation. For many people, the word has a negative connotation and is associated with black magic. In the Bible, necromancy is also known as innovation, sorcery, and spiritism, and is considered an abomination to the Most High, because it is. All right, and going further into the word familiar spirits, it says ghost spirit of a dead one. All right. So yeah, so you ain't supposed to be talking to dead spirits and shit like that. Like I don't give a fuck if your mama died. Don't do that shit, man. You gotta think about it too. First of all, when a dead person is dead, they in their rest. Now you can summon their spirits because King Solomon went to a witch and summoned up the spirit of the prophet Samuel. But what he got mad because he was like, "What are you doing? Like, nigga, I'm in rest." So don't. First of all, don't you shouldn't even mess with the spirits because they at rest. Secondly, you could probably think, "Oh, I'm talking to my dead son," but it could be an evil spirit appearing as your son. And now you know what? You can stay, or you just look after me. Okay, now you've invited a demon to be in your life. So that's why be careful with that shit, man. But this is before the truth, so hopefully, may the Lord forgive me for that. But um, and also that Ouija board that goes into that too, because the Ouija boards they do that shit. They want to talk to people, talk to spirits and shit like that. That's a hell no. All right, but anyways, um, uh, but yeah, so he asked him, my brother-in-law asked the spirit like, "What's your name?" And he didn't say nothing. But then he asked him, "What do you want?" And then I don't know for sure, but it sounded like he said my middle name. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna say my name. My middle name Deshaun. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But you know, um, uh, now I go by my middle name with my family. Like my family, when I was young, I used to always hate my first name is Michael. I used to always hate it. I don't know. My dad did the same shit. His first name is Michael too. And he goes by his middle name Sean. But so I don't know. I just hated my first name. Now I love it. I go by my first name now. But it said my but anyways, so yeah. So if only people that call me by my middle name is like my family. To this day, that my mom, she calls me by my first name, my middle name. You know what I mean? The only ones in my family that calls me by my first name is my oldest sister when she like jokes. She calls me like Miguel or whatever, because I think Miguel is how you say it in Spanish, whatever. But anyways, other than that, everybody calls me by my middle name. So it sounded like it said Deshaun. Like I said, I'm not 100% sure because when it talked, it couldn't. Like you can hear it, you can clearly hear her voice, but it was like I can't explain it. Like you couldn't understand exactly all the things that he was saying. You know what I'm saying? Like it sounded weird. Like I can't explain it. I want to say distorted or disordered, whatever the fuck that word is. But you couldn't really pick it out. But it sounded like my middle name. It sounded like it said like like it sounded like that, like this, like you know what I mean? It's kind of low, whatever. And then I think he asked him some more shit, and I think it said something else, but I don't remember. But yeah, and I wholeheartedly believe that was a demon that was like I want you, like, because I believe he knew. Because, like I said, that was the same house that I woke up in not too long after that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a couple months, maybe a couple weeks. So I don't know. But I remember it was that same house. You know what I'm saying? I woke up in uh uh what was I about to say? But yeah, so and then I would say what's the experience I had? So now fast forward and now I'm in the truth. I remember one house. So I'm like around, I think I'm like around 20 or like 19 maybe. So I remember it was like kind of not too long before I moved. I remember I moved at my mom's house like 20. So it was a little bit before that. And uh, 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 I was asleep. Now this was like the what that shit called, the sleep paralysis, or whatever the fuck that shit called. Everybody experienced that, but I would hold. We know that's demons. People brush it off like, oh, it's just a dream, but those are demons fucking with you in your dreams. But um, this dream, uh, matter of fact, it didn't feel like that because it literally felt like I was like in an actual dream, and I can like see myself. So I don't know if that's the same shit as a sleep paralysis, whatever the fuck you pronounce that word. So I think with that, you can open your eyes, but you can't move. But it was similar to that. So I'm sleeping on my chest because I mainly sleep like that. You know what I mean? Jake don't scoff me and shit, but that's how I sleep. That's like the most comfortable. Sleeping like that, and in my dream, that's how I'm sleeping. But in the dream, um, I felt like a presence like pressing down on me, but like mainly my legs. Matter of fact, it was like I think I could damn near see the motherfucker. I think I like seen like a shadow, like kind of like embody my body, you know, like I can see like an aura around my body, like a dark aura. And I think my head was kind of to the side, my chest to the bed, but my head was like on the side. So I think that's how I kind of could see it. But it was pressing down on me, and then like I said, mainly my legs. It felt mainly in my legs, and each time it would go deeper and deeper and pause. You know what I mean? I feel myself sinking into the bed type shit. Shit was scary. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I was scared because I was like, my legs. I'm like, God, I don't want to. It felt like my legs was about to like sink all the way into the bed, like it was, you know what I mean, or it was about to break or something. Like you know how you like you're anticipating, like, oh shit, but hold on, like you feel like you have to break your bones or some shit. Like that's how I felt. Like what the fuck? I was calling upon the name of the Lord, and then it took a little minute, just like the elder said in his video. He seen spirits. He said it took a little minute, but eventually it went away. And I think same house. I think this was. I don't remember if it was the same. I think it was a different dream. I remember it was the same house. This time it was like a spirit. Um, I can't remember if I seen it or I remember whatever, but I felt it. I felt like it was. Yeah, I can't remember if I seen it or maybe I'm just assuming that he was standing, but he was like standing like I'm asleep. I'm like pretty much in the same position, and he's like standing over me, but like his hand is like on my head, and I'm like pushing him off me, like in my dream, I'm like kind of like swapping his hand, like nigga, get the fuck off me, type shit. I don't think I was talking about. I remember I was swatting, but then when I actually woke up, I woke up to like swatting my hand, like in real life, like fuck. But um, what else? Uh, and I think one more. No, in fact, Salakia. Two more that I can think of. I remember I moved in with my sister, and this was her old house before she moved into the house that she's living right now, which I'm in right now. Now, that house that I moved in with her, I was there for like 2 weeks before we all moved to a different one. Now that house was creepy as fuck. Uh, she she's a nurse, right? So she was already. It was her boyfriend went to prison. That nigga gone. So it was pretty much just me, her, and a dog. My baby right there. You know, she passed away just last year. But and two, I was dog sitting her friend's dog, but I locked her ass up because she didn't really know me like that. So she was in the room. Now I I was sleeping on the couch, and it was late at night. And my sister, she was at work. You know what I mean? And at that time, she was a travel nurse, so she was way the fuck out the way. She was like in some city in Ohio. You know, we in Columbus, so she was, I think, probably like in Dayton or something like that. I don't know. She gone. I'm the only fucking human in that motherfucker. Other two souls are dogs. You know what I'm saying? So I'm asleep, and I just randomly woke up, and then I just hearing footsteps like upstairs, because upstairs is just one bedroom. So uh, I can hear it. I'm like, what the fuck? And at first I'm thinking, okay, maybe it's the dog that just went upstairs or some shit. But I looked, and our dog was standing, like she was sleeping right in front of me. Like I was on the couch, she was on the floor, right in front of me. So it's not her. And the other dog, she was uh, in the room, but there was two rooms on the same floor as the living room. So like nah, like it was somebody upstairs. You know what I mean? Like footsteps, not no rat or dog. It was like a person's. It was just walking kind of slow, like what the fuck? I don't remember I don't remember what happened after that, but I remember I told my sister that, and then she told me like, I see, yeah, I seen spirit. She said she went downstairs one time in the basement, and she seen a man in Timberland boots or some shit, and she ran upstairs, ran and some shit, and then I think she said she seen something else. I can't remember, but yeah, she said some nigga got killed in her room and some shit, previously, but yeah, one more, Salakia. It's a little long, Salakia. I believe these stories are fascinating. You know what I'm saying? But and I believe too that these stories are gonna be more vivid. Like I believe the Lord gonna start showing us, more demons and more angels, and because you can read the Book of Job. Like I forgot which one. It wasn't Job himself. It was one of his friends. He said he was sleeping and he woke up and he seen a spirit pass his face, and then the spirit just gave him a fucking not fucking so like but the spirit just gave him a breakdown, you know. And we might go through situations like that. We might just wake up one day, an angel might be there and give you the breakdown. Hey, go flee to this city. This is about to happen. They're about to come for you. Or because that happens with Mary and Joseph. The angel appeared, I believe, before Mary. Go flee to Egypt. You know. So I believe them things are gonna happen. So, but anyways, one last one. It's this house right here. Um, when the same dog that was at that house, you know what I'm saying? Because that dog right there, man, that was my dog, man. We had her almost as long as I was in the truth, man. She died at 9. Now I'm in the truth for 10, but she died at 9. At that time, I was in the truth for 9 years, and that was my nigga right there, bro. Like real talk. But yeah, Jake crazy. Jay be taking claim of women. In the kingdom, I take claim. She's gonna be my fucking pet in the kingdom. I don't give a fuck nobody say. Salaki. But Lil Willie. But this house right here. So again, my sister, she gone. And at first it was just me and her, me and my sister. We was the only humans that lived in this house. So she was night nurse, somewhere else, some city. So it was just me and my dog Jade, right? Little Rock Roller. Not little, but Rock Roller, right? So I always had a breakdown with her because she a little older, so I knew her. You know, take her outside, let her use the bathroom. She won't shit and piss in the house, right? So my breakdown is I take her out in the morning before I go to work, you know, because I don't want to lock her up and she shits in the fucking house and all that. And then I'll take her out right before I go to sleep. You know what I mean? Just to make sure she empties her, you know, her bowels, whatever. And my breakdown was, because, you know, I knew her there, you know what I mean? I knew, you know, uh, I'm going to let her outside. She use the bath, because sometimes she don't use the bathroom. If she don't use the bathroom, I'm going to make her sleep in my room, you know, sleep on the floor or something like that. Because, you know, because she ain't going to piss and shit in front of me. Because she always try to hide and go somewhere else. But if she does it, then I'll let her. If she follows me upstairs, then she follows. If she don't, then I'm gonna let her stay downstairs. So she used the bathroom, so I'm like, okay, whatever. If she follows me, she can come. But if not, I'm about to just go to my room. I always shut my door. Like I don't, even when I live by myself, I don't like having my door open. That shit creepy to me. I don't like that shit. So I close my door, and I'm laid down. I'm dozing off. I ain't fully asleep, but I'm dozing off, and I hear footsteps. And I hear it getting closer and closer to me. And now, like, really thinking about it, it sounded like it was in the room. Like, now, at first, I'm thinking it was, like, outside. Because with her, when she don't follow me upstairs, she would, like, I will open the door. And sometimes she'd be, like, laying right in front of my door. Or she would lay, like, right at the, because, like, my room was, like, way at the end of the hall. So sometimes she would, like, lay at the top of the steps. You know what I'm saying? Just, you know, like kind of like standing guard or some shit. So I'm thinking it's her. I'm hoping it's her. So I open the door and I was like, oh shit, hallway empty. I was like, oh shit. I was like, oh damn. I'm mad at myself too because I didn't even call upon the name of the Lord or nothing. Well, at least I don't remember doing that. I got scared and I was like, oh shit. I went downstairs. I grabbed her. I was like, yeah, come upstairs. Come on. And I made her sleep with me because I'm like, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? But you know, that's just all my experience that I've seen and heard, you know what I'm saying, as far as like demons and spirits, stuff like that. I have a lot of other spiritual encounters like dreams and stuff like that, but that's another video, another time, you know what I mean? But, brothers, just be careful, you know, because, I truly, truly believe the Lord's going to start, hey, because I remember a brother, we was talking about this, man, and it's like, he said it, the way he said it was perfect. It was like, pretty much like the spirit world is like opening it up more to us, man. You know what I mean? You can just feel it. You know what I'm saying? So, because there's always spirits around, bro, whether it's good or bad. So the Lord is going to really open not just our eyes to it, but the whole world. You know, so, pray, pray that those spirits can be subject to you. So when you cast them out or whatever the case is, that they listen to you in the name of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Because they ain't no joke. You know. But anyways, with that, hope is edifying. Glory, praise, and glory to Abba Shemel Shah, Bashur Hakadash. The balance of the apostles, GMS, and Rubel, to the brothers in this work. So with that, I'm going to say Shalom.